present day, and me talking about almost 100 years ago is out of pocket. It's kind of crazy to me, but whatever.
Well, my biggest thing is I don't understand why more places are not helping. I don't get it. Amir's tried to break it down to me, but I don't understand why there are other Muslim brothers and sisters in surrounding countries are in bed with the U.S., in bed with Israel, in bed with everybody, and not helping them. I don't get it, and that's what frustrates me. It makes me very angry, and I also don't like the fact that I don't feel like there's nothing I can do. I'm not a person who believes in protest. I'm not wasting my breath and I'm not going outside standing with a freaking sign. I want to get those people out of that situation. What can I do? What can I realistically do to get those people, even one person, out of that situation? And I've asked people on this app, and they've told me there's no way for them to get out. That it's impossible for them to leave. So with that being said, what do I do?
First of all, Arab countries and Muslim countries in general, you don't want to be complicit in the genocide of Palestinians. The reason why
well, they are being complicit, and they're going to have to take account.
Let me say how.
They're going to have to take account for turning a blind eye at what's happening to their fellow Muslims. Okay. They're going to have to turn blind. The world is watching. And I'm not talking about the people, I'm talking about the government.
Okay. Even the government knows if the Palestinians go into Egypt, Israel is in Gaza, and then Egypt is going to do next. They don't want to be complicit, I believe it's a good thing. It's the duty of Western countries, especially America, to stop it. They can really
it's everyone's duty. It is everyone's duty.
They could end the next hour, but they don't want to because we all.
Why are you putting everything on the United States? I agree. The United States has not been helping, but it's everyone's duty.
Our tax money pays for it. Our tax money is paid for the genocide and occupation, by the way. That is the truth. People don't like it, but it's the fact. So America is the one that's supposed to be ending this, by the way, not Egypt or Jordan, because these countries, they know if they allow Palestinians in, their country are going to be at risk, and the Palestinians will also be at risk.
Who cares? There's lives at risk. Who cares? So you're not willing to risk your life and your safety and your comfortability for someone else. That's all it comes down to. They don't want to sacrifice. So they're just going to let them die. You're going to sit and let someone die rather than take the risk and save their life.
Why should they leave? Why should they leave Gaza?
Now we're saying why should they leave? Because you said they are starving and they're being genocided. I believe that it's better to retain their life. That is what's most important is their life at this point.
You're doing this thing where you blame everyone else but the Zionists that are actually killing them. And you're trying to bring
what is sister saying? Sister, what is it you're saying? You say that the people in
I think she's confused about whether the people from Gaza.
Wait, my friend, I'm just asking something. Be quiet, please, mute. So I'm asking sister, are you saying that why aren't the people in Gaza leave Gaza now?
I'm saying two things. I'm saying first thing.
Wait, just yes or no question. Yes or no question. You're thinking that because they're being genocided, they should leave? Yes or no? Is that your argument?
I've been told they can't leave.
No, yes or no?
I don't know. I've been told they cannot leave. That is not an option. But if it were an option, then yes, they need to leave.
So you're saying that fact is that they cannot leave, even if they would want to leave, right? And if they could leave, you say they should leave. But right now, they can't.
Save their lives.
So where we are in this situation now, they cannot leave. They're not allowed. What is it your argument is in this context? That what is it you're saying? That
why is the government of Jordan and Egypt not doing more? Why are they not accepting them in? Why are they not fighting back?
Because
and they're supposed to be fellow Muslims. I don't understand that.
Sister, they want this genocide to happen. They don't want the Gaza people to leave.
Wait, who wants it to happen?
What we're seeing right now is that basically the Israeli government is in co-op with Egypt and Jordan, right? So they are in agreement to make it so expensive and basically making it impossible for people to leave through money. and on the other side, they're not being able to go from that place, as we can see. So reality, circumstantial evidence is telling us that they are being genocided with a purpose of being genocided. Do you understand now? Like, do you understand the difference?
Why, I get all that, but why are these other countries not helping? Why
We're
is
not
Israel
asking why
denying
we're not.
them
Why?
entry?
We
Why
know why.
is Jesus
We know why.
denying them entry?
Sister, we know why.
No, I don't know why. I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I don't know why. I don't know.
Hang on, sister, I gave you the answer. You're asking the same question.
Yeah, you told me the other day.
I said they're Muslim majority countries. They're not.
Let her see what you said the other day. What did you understand?
One second. Ocean, please, one second. So they're Muslim majority countries. The leaders are the puppet of who? America and Israel. I explained it to you in detail. You're doing the same thing on purpose. I know you want to troll, but sister, if I tell you one thing, I like you to concede to the point. Moving forward, don't bring up the same fucking point. Right? I told you this.
I'm just saying
No,
that makes me
I
angry.
told you this. I understand. It makes everybody angry, but the issue here is if I tell you something once or twice, that's it. You go with it because you know America. It's in bed. They planted a whole bunch of puppets in GCC countries. GCC means Gulf, countries, right? The leaders are in bed with America, and they cannot attack Israel without facing the consequences for America. America gives protection to Israel. That's why Egypt on the side of war as well. Egypt would not touch Israel because the backing is by America, and everybody's scared of America. That's the problem we have, and it's the enemy within. Where we live, I live in America, you live in America, Zero is from America, Dave's from America, a lot of us are from America, right? And we, the biggest enemy is the enemy within. Our enemy is the fucking government of America. That's actually, we have domestic policies, right? We vouch for the rights, the human lives, and a whole bunch of shit. But when it comes down to the foreign people in foreign nations, they get treated like shit. No human rights of any kind. Just kill, genocide the shit out of them, oppress them, suppress them, occupy them, and do a whole bunch of shit like we did in Iraq, like we did in Afghanistan. Not to mention in Afghanistan, we killed over 20,000 people, and we detained a whole bunch of sisters into the detention camp, right? And these soldiers, they raped the sisters. That's why America parted ways with ICC, International Criminal Court, and ICJ, because they did not want on a world stage for their soldiers to get prosecuted. And if you ask the people from Afghan, one of my moderators, she's from Afghanistan. Her name is Sahia, right? When she comes in, you can ask her, would you want those people to be brought to justice at the international court or inside America? She would tell you at the International Criminal Court. Because America is very biased, just like a fucking Israeli court is biased. And these people that have committed war crimes in Gaza, if you ask people in Palestine, they would want International Criminal Court or inside Gaza for these fuckers to be prosecuted. That literally fucking molest them, kill them, rape them, and snipe them. They kill a whole bunch of journalists, even in the recent news. If you check the chat, they recently killed a whole bunch of it's forget the Al Jazeera journalists. They just sniped and killed and bombed hospitals twice. It's like what Josh said, it's a double target on the same hospital. And these journalists were from Reuters and whatnot. They're mainstream journalists. Not even freaking, Al Jazeera anymore. And Trump came out. Trump is pissed off. Trump said, I'm sad. I didn't know about this.
There's another.
Yeah, because Trump is not the enemy that people try to make him out to be. He's not. He's not the person that people want him to be. And I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like people need to stop putting this jacket on him and stuff like that, because honestly, he might be one of our only hopes. To get the conversation going and stuff, because he's trying to get out of that relationship with Israel.
Sister, what are you saying?
He's trying to get out of bed with Israel. He's been trying.
Sister,
Yeah,
is
but
he on
it's getting
files?
deeper and deeper because of all the information they have against him.
Is he on Epstein files? Let's go one step back. Is he on Epstein files? Sister, tell us.
Maybe because he was friends with him. I don't know. I don't think, but Trump's not a pedophile.
Wait. Who's me?
And Dave, brother, please don't call, sister to B word. I was doing something. I was on another call when you did that, brother. Respectfully, don't call.
You apologize. I don't take it personally. I can be that sometimes.
Yeah, that's not
I appreciate you taking that from me, Amir.
It's like common sense. You shouldn't call anyone a bitch.
Yeah, it's more so being offensive to the other women in the room.
If I can break down another
Yeah, I can
element
deal
of
with
this,
it.
sister. If I can break down another element real quick, the thing why these countries are more in bed with Israel is because they actually hate the Iranian axis more than they hate Israel. So you look at Saudi, for example, they don't care how many people have to die in Gaza for them to eventually cut out a deal so that the people within Palestine open diplomatic relations with the GCC countries, because eventually, they want to build a port in Gaza and then they can make money off of it. Their main goal is to separate them from being aligned with the Iranian axis, which is the axis that is supporting them with weapons and militarily and morally, actually. And then part two of that is if you want to look at my PTR, tell me who those people are, and might answer a couple more questions for you.
Also, you're not taking into account that Sisi would do the very same exact thing to his people if he had to. You're not looking at that. I mean, it's not that they are worried about, Sisi's not worried about Iran. They're both in BRICS. They're both BRICS members, But Sisi knows that if he had to do the same exact thing to his people, he would. He would slaughter millions if he had to stay in power. And so would MBS in Saudi Arabia. If he had to slaughter millions of his own people to stay in power, he'd do this very same exact thing. Evil is evil. Birds of a feather flock together.
I'm looking at your PCR, Josh. It said Saudi, somebody from Saudi.
That's Mohammed bin Salman and Jeffrey Epstein.
I mean, this is the thing. There's a lot of people that have pictures with Epstein because he moved in billionaire circles. That doesn't mean because they were a picture with him that they were involved in that.
Wait, let me just say something. If it looks like a duck, acts like a duck, then it's a duck. He had literally said if his daughter wasn't his daughter, he would fuck her. Okay? I knew Miss New York. I worked with Miss New York, and she said that he would go through where the women were changing and just bust in. Okay? This man is a pedophile. He is a pedophile. He is a pedophile. He's president of the United States. He doesn't care about the United States. He's here to make money. That's it. Why is he pretending? Why is he pretending as if there's no Epstein list? Oh no. Oh, by the way, the White House just opened up a TikTok, White House, official TikTok White House. They got trolled so bad, saying, where's the Epstein list? Where's the Epstein list? But even his base is asking, where is the Epstein list?
Understand. I don't know. Listen, the next question, my final question is, what can I do to help the cause? I don't believe in marching. I don't believe in any of that. I will donate money. I will do things that will result in actual change. But I'm not getting out there and holding up no sign because I don't think that does anything for anybody. I didn't even do that for George Floyd. So my question is, what can I as an individual do to help, if anything, to help the people of Palestine?
They worked in Australia. I mean, those people
That's
protested when they crossed that bridge. When they crossed that bridge,
They did a lot.
That was in the 1960s.
I've got a question actually, just on building up.
They give to you fucking Zionists right now.
What? You don't want to hear
Let
from
me speak. We need the opposite
Yeah,
side.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to hear from me, just go ahead and prove me from the room.
Please hang on. No. Hang on. We need to hear the other side as well. Go on.
I have a question actually. My sister is asking, what can she do to help the people of Palestine? She doesn't want to go out and protest, but she wants to maybe donate money or something. So my question is, do you think that if she were to lobby or advocate or encourage her friends to advocate against Israel, like if Israel had less power, or if Israel in line with the United States, or if we stop sending money to Israel, basically something that would make Israel less powerful.
Well, we're about to elect, inshallah, the new mayor of New York, who's not taking any APAC money. So we need to start electing politicians that are not taking any type of APAC money or any kind of Israeli.
So would you?
foreign
Is this your attempt to answer my question?
Okay.
I just said it.
So what? Can you repeat the question, Zach, so we can dive into it?
Headache medicine or anything, first aid, everything is set here. But they have everything they can possibly.
So are you part of HR or in some way you administer this kind of stuff or no?
I'm kind of, but I'm not really. I wouldn't say officially.
Because you could just give everyone, like a $20 gift card a week for snacks or whatever, and then people don't have to.
What's that?
Didn't I tell you to keep the milk out your mouth?
It's Philadelphia needed.
See,
Kids dying every day from this shit.
From what shit? What's the shit that dies from?
People killing people in the city. 14-year-olds carjacking.
So what you're telling me is all the kids that are dying in rural neighborhoods, right? Rural areas in this country, which is a lot, by the way. You're saying like you're not gonna count any of that. You're just gonna talk about blue states and blue cities, right? You see how you do that?
Philadelphia? That's a red
Yeah.
state. Sorry.
Okay.
California was almost red.
California was never red. Sorry,
Close.
not close. No, not in my lifetime. Sorry.
This last election was close.
No. Okay. Never mind. He's trolling y'all.
Why do you think Governor Newsom wants to gerrymander the state, and what happens if it reverses on him?
So this is how it started.
So what happens?
So
What happens if Governor Newsom
so
gerrymandering of the state actually fucks up the state?
okay.
And it
So
becomes red?
little boy, listen. Are you saying that's how it started with Newsom? Is this what we're gonna go with?
No,
That's the story we're gonna go with, right? Well, okay, so let's see if you have any
the last time
honesty.
it was better was under.
Let's see if you have any honesty. Answer me this, young
Arnold
man.
Schwarzenegger said
Yep.
it changed since he was in office.
Okay, young man, answer me this question. Why did Newsom decide to want to do the gerrymandering this time? Why did
Because he wanted to get a few more votes in the state.
Okay, yeah, but why?
Because he figured Texas was going to take some away from him.
Oh, okay, so you got some honesty. Yeah, he figured that Texas is doing disservice to their own
But
constituents.
Pennsylvania
by
is doing it
stealing the-
too. Other states are doing it. That's
Okay,
the only
if
state.
do you know how to
But
focus?
what happens?
Do you know how to focus?
When it backfires on Newsom?
What happens when it backfires on Texas? What happens when it backfires? It'll
It's
never
not
become a
going
red
to
state.
backfire on Texas. It's going to be a red state.
You don't understand.
Texas will become red.
Hey, School C
Because of
is
the
only
Olympics and all
congressional district. They didn't even redraw the state districts. Only the congressional districts.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Is it
He
gonna
doesn't
lose?
understand this.
Make that make
I
sense.
do. Pennsylvania's even gerrymandering. New York State wants to gerrymander.
Yes.
Why? Why?
This
See
is
you.
nothing new.
Don't get your board.
This is nothing new.
Okay, why?
And now he's having a hard time.
Why? Because they think that
That's
the
your boy.
Democrats are going to be
To
best
say-
for
Nope.
America.
Nope.
When the Republicans push everybody should get a job and everybody deserves a job, and you care more about the illegal immigrants taking your jobs. That's what most states believe.
But most people.
America believes you should
Okay,
have
yeah,
your
but
own job, not
all of
just
the
a
good jobs. Hey, see, stop. You're just running your mouth. All of the good jobs, right, that were held by people in this country, working for the government, they were losing it under Donald. Donald made them lose their job. Right. So what? So what are you talking about? You're talking about people. You're talking about people who have been detained, kicked out of the country. People who've been detained, kicked out of the country, who were doing a particular job. Meanwhile, the really good, high-paying jobs that Donald got rid of. What are you talking about?
He didn't get rid of. He
didn't get rid of them. Shane, can you bring up the number? Can you bring up the number of individuals who lost their job under the Donald?
For a truck driver, you're doing all of this? You guys are a bunch of idiots.
I do feel like I'm an idiot. Let me stop.
You third grade educated motherfucker pushing a 40,000-pound rig, and you basically have the education of a fourth grader. Shut up.
No. Give him at least ninth grade. You got
Yes.
Point, I agree with you on some of your ideas.
Alright, so now one of my biggest ideas is for you to shut the fuck up, you stupid ass.
Can somebody else jump in?
What was your idea?
Who would like to jump in?
Doing the t-shirts.
Alright.
Doing the t-shirts.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
this guy's finance voice.
See, so now you, look at that.
No, and let me just say, the only reason why I wanted to jump in because obviously, let me finish. Honestly, I don't really know where you guys stand on a decision. I'm assuming that it's background. But what I would say, as a DC resident,
And
I think that's a big topic now.
Don't you?
But since
Let him get his point out. I want to hear it.
and so this is actually coming from the Hill, which is generally pretty nonpartisan, but definitely probably a little bit more left-leaning. But since Trump's executive order, and this was published about 48 minutes ago, I think it was, that there have been 0 homicides in DC since August 13th. And DC typically, on average, has about 4 to 5 homicides per week. So I don't know. Maybe we saved
per week
lives.
They have 3 per week, just FYI. And then also, I have a question for you. So, like the data. So
I'm triggered, but you got.
I have a question. I just want to ask an honest question. I just want to ask an honest question. So, with the stats you just read about like crime being down and stuff, why all of a sudden is there a need to arm the National Guard if the current approach of them being unarmed has led to these results? What is the point of arming them now?
They already had their arms. That's the thing.
In DC, I'm asking, they're arming the DC National Guard. They weren't armed before, we're arming them now in DC. Why? Why do they need to be armed if it's working already? They did not.
What do you mean?
On Saturday, I can give you the article if you want. On Saturday, HEXF said that the National Guard is now, all of them are going to be armed. They were previously unarmed in DC.
Not all of them. Not all of them. Some.
Why would you ask a truck driver for any information on that?
I mean, outside of like the National Guard being armed, could you maybe just answer my question? Because I literally have not spoken much, but I mean, like whether or not the National Guard is armed or unarmed. I didn't know that piece, but I mean, like, can we like just sort of ignore the fact that there have been like no murders?
It's wonderful. Hey, Hood, it's wonderful. It's wonderful that the last 10 days crime is down. That's wonderful. Now,
I would say that there haven't been any carjackings. They're saying
having an impact on the business community in DC as well.
That is true. That is a good point.
And so, nothing is happening. People feel like they're under a military occupation, walking down the streets with their papers because this is the move. So I think, yeah.
I don't feel like that. As a black DC
yeah,
resident.
I'm sure. If you
Like,
want to take that as a win, if you want to take that as a win,
why can't I
like that's wonderful for you. But this is not America. This is not America anymore. For you to feel, just to feel, because we talk a lot about feelings. It doesn't have to actually be the fact, but for you to feel safe. It's ridiculous. It's an enormous sacrifice for your feelings.
Why would you have to walk down the street in DC with you if you're black with your people?
People do it every day. Ain't nobody.
Why would you have to walk down the street if you're black?
The only people that are scared of DC is you.
I'm not.
Period.
Why would you have to worry if you're black if you gotta have me?
Okay, let's have Hood and Quinn go back and forth. Cool, if you could just like hold out for a moment. So Hood, so Quinn brought up the point about the economic consequences in terms of the small businesses being impacted. Do you have any thoughts?
Who cares?
They're making money, the small businesses.
What is it, like
asking
phase two
Hood.
or phase some numbers are like
Hold
15 or color
on, just take take a 3-minute timeout, all right? Just take a 3-minute timeout. Mute for 3 minutes, thanks.
I think to get like the real authentic pink, you would have to.
I definitely, sort of the streets aren't as busy. I think that it is having an impact.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, that's a wonderful.
God, the impulse control in this room is.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's good.
Let Hood just speak uninterrupted.
Yeah, so as a 25-year Black American DC resident and homeowner, I think it is having an impact. But at the same time, I think that there's probably going to be an opportunity for like tourism to return, especially if they feel safer in coming to DC. And let me just finish. And according to the numbers, listen, I'm just reporting the numbers that DC is safer. So I think that while this may be a short-term dip, with tourism, I think that it will rebound and maybe rebound bigger and better. That's my thoughts on it.
So Hood,
The real buyers are out there buying stuff.
okay,
We're buying stuff.
okay, all right, so
Cool, you got
here's
2
one
minutes
thing.
left. Cool, you got 2 minutes left on your mute.
Who are you talking to? I'm sorry.
So here's what I'm going to say real quick. So, I don't know how we got to these stats so fast. That's number one. Number two, said about DC like not being safe in the first place. That was kind of laughable. I know lots of other DC residents, and they never felt this way. And I've seen the stats before. This whole, National Guard, and it was already low. So this is kind of weird. I don't know why this was ever a talking point, and why do we even need to argue this? It's just wrong. Like, it's all fucking fake information.
So you're saying that, like, let's just say, like, let's just say, so they could probably fudge numbers like, robberies and burglaries. I don't think that you can really, like, fudge, like, murder results. Like, somebody
Yeah, correct.
So
But what you're ignoring is that what people are reacting to is being occupied. So all the time, you remember when motherfuckers was going, popping their heads off about the lockdowns and what if the Guard was deployed to make sure that people complied with the lockdowns? Like this is not an emergency situation. People's freedoms, their sense of freedom, you talk about their sense of safety, their sense of freedom is being impacted. It's impacting your local economy, right, negatively, as it would impact our economy in Chicago, while we're still getting major tourism dollars. Nobody's afraid, like, except for motherfuckers who only know Chicago from watching it on fucking Fox News.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, you can feel scared. Like, it's a lot of scared, cowardly motherfuckers walking around here. I've never been scared, even to walk through project buildings. I have done so in my life in this city. Okay, like, give me a fucking break. And let's not ignore the fact that if you want to feel safe walking down the street, cool. How about walking down your college hallways? How about walking through your churches and your synagogues, or a fucking Target, right? I would love for our kids to feel safe and not have to get bulletproof backpacks and have live shooter drills. But as a nation, we've said that is okay, and we're here for it.
Yeah.
So let's be careful.
I mean, so I think we do have to be careful here in terms of like sanitizing DC too much. Like, it did make really good progress in 2024, but it's still ranked 4th per capita for murders and 7th for violence crime overall in the U.S. So there's a lot of room for improvement. We can make all the comments we make, but without sanitizing DC, it's getting to be a bit much.
Excuse me, sir. But if we're going to look at the data. I know you heard me talking, sir. If we look at the data and we look at an average from 2022 to 2024, we definitely see the uptick of the improvement. Would you not say that as well?
I said that. I said we can talk about the improvements, and there was an improvement in 2024. Absolutely. It's going in the right direction, 100%.
So it is going in the right direction. So when you say sanitize it, like, what are we talking about? They're in the process of working it. It doesn't happen overnight.
So when I say like, it seems like we're sanitizing it, it's like when people are saying like DC safe and all this and that. If you're number 4 out of every city in America for murder per capita and number 7 overall for violence and crime, that don't count as safe.
CEO.
It just doesn't.
CEO. As a nation, we know what our problems stem from gun violence.
Yes, agreed.
And as a nation, we have said through in the public square that we are okay with that.
I hear that argument.
Don't look at cities in the face talking about gun crimes when people have walked through preschools and blown fucking white toddlers away, and white folks did nothing.
What's wrong with that?
Like, cool needs to shut the fuck up, because we see how y'all react to crime in your neighborhoods and your communities. You do nothing because you would rather have your guns. And so be it.
Let me just say one quick thing.
There comes a point when there's illegal gun ownership. That's why these cities and towns
were by legal gun owners.
Let me just say this real quick. If I can speak, if I can just say something real fast.
Every day,
Bro, you
murders in little cities and towns.
like that on the side.
And how
Yeah, let me just say one quick thing. As a 25-year
Oh God, I'm calling the police because you keep talking.
DC resident, let me just say this. I haven't spoken much, but I would say that
Operator,
since I purchased my property 25
We don't
years
care. You said that before. Every speech is my
moderators,
home.
could you guys like check your people?
Every speech you make is my house 25 years. So you have everything else to read.
Let him get his point out.
Jesus Christ.
When's it gonna be my turn?
You'll be next. You're right after.
Oh, I go after truck drivers. How do I
Go
follow
after
a
her.
truck driver?
Go after her.
Oh, he's a clown. How do I follow a clown? All right, go ahead, Hood. Hurry up, you little bitch.
This is weird. But anyway, what I would say is that sort of the big issue and the big concern that I have, with DC and sort of everything that's a function of it is the racial wealth gap. certainly, since I bought my property, and quite honestly, I didn't really know much about the neighborhood.
Let's talk about your
that I bought
property
it.
again.
Oh my God.
No, we want to focus on.
I think you need to shut the fuck up and let me finish. Like, you're not funny, you're not clever, you're not cute. You're just really annoying. And I think that you're preventing people.
Alright, so Point's not on stage right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think the big issue is really the racial wealth gap in DC. And as much as crime, since I lived in DC 25 years ago, and it was even worse before I moved to DC, that the reduction in crime in DC, it's not a function of sort of like the Washingtonians, the native Washingtonians, that the education improved or their wealth position improved or any of those things to sort of eradicate, a lot of the violence and crime in DC, but it's because they were literally gentrified out. And I come from a pretty neutral political position because I just personally think that the white liberal establishment is as evil, if not more so evil, than the white conservative establishment. And I'm just a firm believer in the core of who I am. I think that white liberals, this nation have been ethnically cleansing the black American population across all of our inner cities, which is why they're so pressed and will do anything to replace that population with illegal immigrants. So,
Let me
finish. I'll land. So listen, when we see people bragging about, DC is, the crime is improving, and that's only because wealthy white liberals are forcing and gentrifying black people out of their neighborhoods, and so that's it.
So when you said white liberals are ethnically genociding black people, that's a really big allegation. So can you give your evidence?
Yeah, I think that when you look at our voting patterns, it's black Americans, we're overwhelmingly, support the Democratic Party, which is sort of the engine under it are, white liberal and white liberal ideologies and oligarchs. And I think that we've put them in control of our politics. And I just fundamentally, this is just me, like Malcolm X said, really the only difference between a white liberal and a white conservative is that they both want power. But what the white liberals done is that they've been very effective in posing as the black American's friend and benefactor. But sort of the core of